Good morning, everyone. How you doing today? It's a pretty sunny day here in Kansas, and it's gonna get hot this afternoon. So you know me, I like getting out early. Of course, I didn't get up real early this morning like I usually do, but anyway, I just want to show you a little bit of the growth and what's going on, what changes have been made, and here we go. Onions are looking really good. I'm excited about having onions this year. Onions are the best right out of the garden. Oh my goodness. I've missed those. It just seems like at the store they're already halfway to being rotten, and I don't know. But my containers are looking good. The coleus is getting real big, and I think maybe I might, my poppies are about to grow some buds in this pot. They've already have blooms up by the fountain. We have some nice looking jalapeno peppers. We have some nice looking green peppers, and I've kept worms off of my Brussels sprouts with the neem oil. The neem oil seems to work the best. The beans, they are starting to get buds to bloom. We don't know for sure what we're going to do here. If we're just going to let it grow like a crazy mess or put up a fence for it. So I don't know. Don't know for sure, because this garden is so tight. It's so tight, and it might just be better just to let them go, and we'll fend for themselves, fend for ourselves trying to get to them. The tomatoes, we have a lot of tomatoes on the vine. On the vines of these tomato plants, that is for sure. Let me see if I can get in there. Good morning, Lucy. Doesn't she blend right in? She's a camouflage kitty, aren't you? All right, lots of tomatoes in here. The Rugers, the Super Steaks, the which ones are the vivacious? I can't remember which ones were the vivacious. Look at all those tomatoes on there. I'm getting my jars together. I think it's going to be a flush all at once. Which will be fine, because I like a lot of tomatoes together so that I can just do it and get it done. And yeah, these up here, I'm thinking that they're just not getting enough sun, but hopefully by the end of the year they will have some good tomatoes too. I did get one red tomato yesterday, just a little one. I picked it, but these are the vivacious. These are the ones that have the vitamin A. They're packed with good nutrients. So I would definitely want to keep those all together. These are the Johnny's less acidic ones. These will be for my son. And these are the Rugers, Super Steaks, and maybe a Johnny's Big Beef Plus. Might be one of those, but I'm pretty sure this, or maybe this, is a Super Steak. I can't be positive. I think my cards got mixed up. My tags got mixed up downstairs. So whichever it is, they're good tomatoes. This might be a Johnny's Big Beef Plus too. but it's up here not getting much sun, so it's got blooms. But anyway, it's all doing good. It'll be all okay. Everything will grow and everything will bloom and everything will produce. The zinnias are getting up there. They've got buds. They'll be budding out and blooming out soon. Happy for them. Can't wait to see what they look like, these different kinds of zinnias. Helichrysum. It's still kind of small, but it's coming up. I'm not sure how big it gets. This is a actual flower, and I don't know what it is for sure. I'll have to put it in my thing again, my app again, and see what it says. Can't remember. And then over the last weekend, I put the lantana out here, and a couple of the asters that weren't doing so well up front. And let's see, I think I've got a couple, yeah, I have a couple coneflowers coming up. Because remember, we took everything out of this garden last year, so everything, I seeded a lot of different flowers to put in here, but asters are going to bloom soon. I can't wait to see them. I've never had asters in my gardens before. But anyway, snapdragons, yes, they're doing great. The dianthus, my new dianthus variety, is doing well. It's called lavandina dianthus. Look at that great big toadstool in there. I'll have to clear them out, crunch them up for fertilizer. I don't think I need to fertilize anymore. Anyway, Coleus. Look at my my herbs are doing real good. The chives, oregano, cilantro is seeding. And there's my geraniums in this big pot. They look real pretty. Not as full as I would hope them to be. I did take one out of there and put it up front in one of those big tubs with the alyssum where I took the lantana out. And the leaves taken forever to come back. I mean, the stalks are coming up. I'll show you when I get up there. We got some potatoes. And this is supposed to be a bush of some kind. It says in my app that it has some kind of berries, and it's real good for birds and butterflies. So I'm going to let it grow and see what happens to it. My Buddleia butterfly bushes, they're getting really tall and bushy, but I don't see any signs of blooming. I hope they do soon. I'd like to see them. There's a cherry brandy, Rebecca. Black-eyed Susan. There's a cherry brandy Rebecca. And there's my pretty little Coreospis. It's the lightning bug Coreospis. I had one like this in my garden over the years, and I was afraid that I was going to lose it because it was so cute. I tried saving seeds, but I didn't get them to grow. So I seen this at my friend's nursery, and I grabbed it. I'm like, yes, I want one of those. I love them. And I love red and yellow together. I love it. And then this is a Rebecca. It's going to bloom out a lot. Look at all them buds. That's going to be really pretty. And some more black-eyed Susans that grow up. Just voluntarily grow up here, and I have a lot of those. There's one. There's one. These just all grew up voluntarily. My rhubarb is looking really good. And garlic. Gonna have our own garlic this year, our own onions, our own tomatoes, peppers. Oh, it's gonna be great. And the ornamental pepper. When you sit back, when I'm sitting in my chair over there, it looks like it's very colorful. But when I get close to it, I can see it's not quite. It's getting there. It's putting on some different colors. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Which way should we go? We'll start with the container right here. This one is starting to perk up better. The verbena in there is not doing very well. It looks like it might be starting to put on some new growth, but the labella and the verbena doesn't look like it's doing very well in here. The impatient looks pretty. It's doing good. So I may have to do something with it. I don't think it gets enough sun for the verbena, and the lobelia needs, I'm pronouncing that right, lobelia, yeah, needs sun too. So I may have to redo that container. This is doing pretty great. It's so pretty. And I just set this down here so it could get a little better sun. It was tucked into that corner over there and couldn't get much sun. But look how big the chocolate mint's getting. It's spreading out everywhere. And this is that Ipomia. And I'm hoping it blooms again. It looks like it's got some buds on it. It's about to spurt out some blooms. And then I have the white with white sun patience. There's sun patience. Those are sun patience too. The white sun patience with the sweet potato vine. And look at all this catnip back here. My goodness. Snapdragons and a volunteer petunia. I just let it grow. I just let it grow. Why not? It may fill up with snapdragons next year. But I do have to be careful because I have a lavender here and a lavender here that are getting pretty big. And I hope they get up there. I don't want all these weeds in here though. I'm going to have to weed. I do have to weed. I have mums in here. I have yarrow. I have lavender. I have catnip. I have chocolate mint. I have petunias. I have snapdragons. Anything else? Okay, I didn't think so. And the alyssum is looking so pretty, and then I didn't have any place for these Bulea butterfly bushes, so I put them right here. I don't think they're going to do very well here. I don't know, they might, but I want to give them to somebody. I may have to, you know what, I'm going to have a garage sale. I really need to have a garage sale. I'm going to have a garage sale. I'm going to ask people if they want a Bulea butterfly bush, because they really need a good home, and they're perennials. So, and we got the little bells, super bells, and some geraniums in there. And we have some my husband's Coriaspis that he saved last year. Come on, Simba, get out my flowers. and my chrysanthemums, which I love these. If I'm not mistaken, I was thinking that they were starting to change to a different color than white. I was thinking that maybe they had a little yellow or pink to them, and I can't remember. But we'll see what happens this year. They get pretty tall. They get real tall. And they are chrysanthemum, and I cut them. I put them in vases and make flower arrangements with them. They're really pretty, and I love them. But they don't bloom until like end of October, first part of November. So then I'm out here covering them if we get a cold snap. But anyway, my one little salvia back here that needs a home. And I have my purple earworm. It is very pretty, but it needs to be up against a house. See? If you look, oh, the sun is shining. But if you look this way with the house behind it, you can really see how pretty it is. So it needs like a fence, a wooden fence, some kind of solid fence to show off and contrast its color. My Pegasus is doing so good here. It loves it right here. It just keeps getting more and more beautiful. So remember when I first brought it out here, it had maybe 1 or 2 leaves on it. That was it. So it came back really well for me. And I got some bachelor buttons, and I think, oh, they got some buds on them, so they're getting ready to bloom. Yep. And then I got the asparagus fern and the lobelia and the the phacelia has got buds on it. I can't wait to see what it looks like. I've never seen it before, so this will be a new thing. My dahlias, I already cut 2 real pretty flowers off of it. And you know dahlias, if you cut them, they'll just keep growing more and more and more. The more you cut, the more they grow. And I think I'm going to start harvesting some of this amaranthus. I'm going to start harvesting some of it, cutting it off, holding it upside, tying it upside down so it can dry. Because I have some things I could put back here. You know, gladiolas are starting to come out. Oh, they're so pretty this year. I was really thinking about taking them out last year. I just wasn't really happy with them. But I think this year, boy, look at all the ones that grew. Bulbs, 8 bulbs of them to start. And but boy, they put on a lot more this year. They just spread. So they'll be pretty, I think. My astilbe is doing real good. You know, remember that fern ostrich astilbe that I wanted to grow in the fountain garden? I just stuck her right back here. I know she's not going to grow, but I'm just going to leave her there. I'm going to leave her there all winter. I'm going to leave her there and see. You never know. She might just take a turn and, ooh, I need another stand. I bought some stands, so I need one for her. I'll get her one later. Astilbe and the celosia in there. Very pretty. And my lamb's ear is looking very gorgeous. And my hydrangea. My hydrangea, look at how big that is. Isn't that so pretty? So pretty. The lantana, I just left this one in here because it gets a lot more sun than up here on the deck. So I just left it out here on the edge. we have some Phacelia here, and I have the discus, and I've never seen either one of them plants. I don't know what they look like, so it'll be very interesting this year to see some new flowers that I've never seen before. And who knows, maybe I've seen them, but I just didn't know what they were. And look at that pretty impatient New Guinea impatient. And then I have my shade patients along the back. Orange and white, orange and white, orange and white, orange. I had to cut some of them back a little bit, but they're coming back and they're standing up on their own pretty much and doing pretty well. And then I have, this is Forget-Me-Not, and look, I got a bud already. I'm so happy to have a bud finally in here from something I seeded. So, and then we're bachelor buttons, and then I have Forget-Me-Nots, and this is another New Guinea impatient. She doesn't have any blooms on her yet, so hopefully she will. And my baskets, my containers are doing okay. The asters are doing better here. It may be a while before they get up there and bloom. And my Pestamon, she's doing okay. She got lots and lots of buds on her. She's getting ready to flush out again. And here's, I just think that's so pretty. This is actually a shrub, so I may have to take it out here in another month or so. But I thought that was such pretty foliage. And then my asparagus fern with the double impatient, very pretty. And the blanket flowers, I don't know how they act. I don't know how, you know, what they do for sure, but we just let it go and learn from it as we go. Oh my goodness, my mom's got buds on it. My mom back here has buds on her. Okay. Let's see what else. We got a lot of else. Let's see. And there's some alyssum. Big bucket of alyssum with a geranium in the middle. And the nasturtium is doing really well. On the other side, I turned it around so maybe it would give it. This is the prettier side. And this too. So I always turn them around so that the other side can get bloomed as well. And the alliums, they are about to bloom out. I cannot wait to see what they look like. They're going to be so pretty. My black pearl pepper has lots and lots of blooms on it, and buds, and getting those little balls, those pepper balls or whatever. I don't know. I've never had one of these either, so it'll be a new experience. I came and I weeded last night through here a little bit. Looks a little better. I cut off some tops of some things that were of the bulbs and stuff I have in here. Cleaned it up a little bit. Looks a lot better than it did. Pruned up some coreospis and so it can keep blooming. My black petunia is starting to get big enough where it can hang down. So, and then my ivy, which I always called it a philodendron, but I guess there is a difference. Philodendrons have more of a heart-shaped leaf. And look at our decorative grass. It got so pretty this year. It's just really pretty. In the evenings, it's just really pretty. I love it. And the Grarlia and the shade impatient. I don't know if they're shade or sun. I think on the seed packet it said sun, but they get plenty of sun and they also get shade, so they're fine here. And here's the one that was supposed to be dead, but it came back to life. I think it's going to be pretty too, so I'm just going to let it all grow up. I need to get to weeding. And then I have a hibiscus. She has got some really nice buds on her. She's going to be really pretty when she blooms. I don't have a spot yet to put her in the ground because she is a hardy. She is a hardy hibiscus. And then I have some super bells back here with some geraniums in it. So, looking forward to those. And last but not least, my fountain garden. Isn't it so peaceful? I love it here. I'd like to get like just a small little bench here where we could just sit in front, you know, because it is nice. Let it be. The sweet potato vine is vining out very well, but it's vining out this way. I don't know, I guess I need to turn it around. It's going towards the sun, I think, and if I could get it to go that way, it would be great. Up the fence. We'll see what happens with that, if I can get that done. Well, that's pretty much all that's going on. Oh my goodness, look at that great big mushroom. Too bad it couldn't be morels, the ones that we could eat, you know? There's some good mushrooms, poison mushrooms that's been growing up around here. That's okay. My bleeding heart, I don't know. I may lose her. I don't know. But I moved her. Maybe that wasn't the right thing to do, but I don't know why all of a sudden she just took her, because when she grew up, I put her in, or I planted her early spring, and boy, she grew out so pretty and bloomed. And then all of a sudden she just, maybe she's dormant. Maybe she's going dormant. Maybe because this is her first year. Maybe she just going dormant, not staying for very long this year. Maybe next year it'll be longer. So I'm just going to leave her be. Okay, my battery got hot and died, but I just wanted to let you know, have a wonderful day. I hope your gardens are doing beautifully, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, you guys. Have a great day.